My name is Jonah, Botvinick-Greenhouse. I just graduated high school. Next fall I'll be a freshman at Amherst College. I've been juggling for 7 years. It really depends what else is going on in my life at the time, but ideally I practice every day from 2 to 4 hours. My warm-up really depends on what event related to juggling I have coming up. If I'm doing a big show, the routine in the show starts with rings, then goes to clubs, then balls, or goes clubs, balls, rings. I'll generally warm up with props in that order. And when I warm up, I like to start with 3 normally. I like to start with 3 clubs a lot, and I'll do a lot of high throws and change the draw time between catches, change the spin rotations, do a lot of high singles because I do a lot of single trick with 5 clubs. Just really vary all the types of patterns I can do and warm up with lower numbers before I get to higher ones. I don't really think about it in terms of like the number of moves or tricks I practice. I usually like to split up my time somewhat evenly between the 3 prop in any given practice. So I'll probably practice with clubs for around 45 minutes, balls for 45 minutes, and rings for 45 minutes. Whatever number of tricks I do in that amount of time, I'm not really sure. I do drop a lot of my practices. A lot of it isn't running routines that I have preset in my mind, but I'm working on tricks that I currently want to get solid or I have solid and I'm trying to refine connections with them. I think for perfecting a trick, it's really important, even once you can qualify the trick with the number that you're working on, to go back to lower numbers. For example, when I do 5-ring flats, it always helps me to go back to 3-ring flats. Even if I can get long runs of 5-ring flats, like 30 to 50 catches in a practice, I go back to 3-ring flats and I do some high throws like this and just try and get it up as high as I can while making the pattern clean. Then I go back to 5 rings. It really helps a lot with the pattern and just how it looks. Generally, I think it really depends on the type of show that you're doing. I don't perform that frequently. I generally do like probably 2 big festivals or competitions a year. But I would say that it depends on the scenario within the routine also. If you're doing like a finale move and you want it to be big, then if you get maybe like 7 or 8 times out of 10 and you're uncomfortable with that because it feels a little risky, it probably isn't the biggest deal. But if you're doing moves like that 7 or 6 out of 10 times like throughout your routine consistently, I don't think that's a good idea. Just try and minimize the number of risky moves you have in your routine if you're uncomfortable with them. One of the main things that's just really important to stay motivated and really just to love juggling. A lot of people burn out because they're no longer interested, not because they're not having good practices. And although that might be linked, I really think that a big part of juggling is just staying passionate about it. I have a YouTube channel, you can look it up. It's my full name, Jonah Botvinick-Greenhouse, and my Instagram is @jbotvinick.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add or pass along?
I don't know. Keep juggling.
Cool.